What's happened? I've reached 24 years old and I've lost the plot. Hey guys, what's up? It's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, and if you've come back, thank you so much. Today, you guys, we are doing our very first TBR of 2025, and we are going to be picking the January TBR. I am so excited for this year, you guys. There are so many exciting books coming out this year. I also want to just talk about some of the, type of books that I want to read this year and what my goals are and things like that, because I think I'm going to be taking a different approach to the last couple of years reading wise. So I am very excited, and I thought for our very first video of the year we could do some TBR prompts from my TBR jar. So today my TBR jar is going to pick the books that I read in January. I'm very excited, you guys, so you know the drill. Let's get comfy, let's get cozy, and let's get right on into the video. Okay, so as I was sort of saying to you guys in the intro there, the way I'm going to be approaching reading is going to be a little bit different, but I'm also just so excited to talk to you guys about some of the challenges I'm setting myself this year and whatnot. So I'll quickly run through them before we get into the books. Just for a quick overview this year, I have decided to set myself a reading goal. I know in the past I've been a little bit like yes and no about my opinions on reading goals. I last year set myself a reading goal of 60 books. I ended up reading 93, and I just think like for me, maybe that was too many books that I ended up reading because I feel like I wasn't reading very many good quality books, if that makes sense. So I've set my goal to 70 because I think we've seen for the past 2 years that I've surpassed, the 60-70 mark. 70 books just seems like a nice amount for me. As I always say, reading is not a competition. It's just how fast you are and how much time you have to read, and everybody reads at a different pace, and that is so okay. So I've set my goal at 70 books, but if you guys saw my book rearranging video, you can see I've got new shelves in the background. This entire shelf behind me is my physical TBR, and the two new IKEA shelves are the books that I've already read. And as you can see, the TBR is vastly outweighing what I've already read. So I really want to prioritize this year, not just the books obviously on my physical TBR, but like the older books. And I'm talking about books that have been sitting on the shelf for years. I'm not talking months, I'm not talking last year, years sitting on the shelf. So I've done a few things in order to help me achieve that. So as you guys may know, I do keep a reading journal, and this year I'm so excited to show you guys. I'm still working on piecing it together, but I have decided to do a spread of 25 books that I want to read in 2025, and that is going to be another video that I'm going to go through with you guys later in the month. But I have picked like 25 books that have, as I said, been sitting on my shelf for a very long time, or just like priority reads. So we are going to pick a couple of these today with our little TBR prompts. And I am also doing a really lovely challenge with 12 of my really close book bestie, influencer besties, and I basically asked 12 of my closest friends to recommend me one of their favorite books of all time, or their 5-star reads that they really want me to read. So each month when I do my TBR videos, you guys are going to see me choose one of the books that the girls have picked for me, and at the end of the year you're going to see a big reading vlog of me literally reading one book for each month of the year from one of my book besties and influencers that you guys will know. So I'm very excited to do that as well. Before we sort of pick anything from the jar, there are, as I mentioned, a very large majority of exciting releases coming out in January. So I'm going to quickly talk to you guys about the books that are already on my TBR that are either coming out or I'm already reading. The first one I'm very excited for. This one does not come out in January, however it comes out in February, and I was very graciously sent an ARC, and honestly probably the most beautiful ARC that I've ever received ever, and it is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. If you guys can see this absolutely stunning edition that I've been very kindly sent, it has this insane blue foiling, and this is a book that I have been so excited for literally since the moment it was named Wet, like W-H-E-T, and I'm still salty about that being renamed, okay? I think it would have been an absolute banger. And yes, spoiler alert, I have started reading this. I'm filming this on the 4th of January, this video, so obviously my reading for the year has already started, and I am just I'm very excited to finish the book and also tell you guys about my thoughts on the book, because she's a spicy one, okay? This one is so exciting, you guys. This is a romance between a swimmer and a diver. It's college romance, obviously, and it's very spicy. Dare I say it, this is going to be probably Ali's spiciest romance book to date. It sort of falls into her STEM category a tiny bit, but so far I am loving this, so I can't wait to read this and show you guys. There will be a reading vlog as well this month of me reading these highly anticipated releases, so keep an eye out for that. Then for the rest rest of this month, on the 14th, we have Phantom by H.D. Carlton, and I am so excited to read this book. You guys know I'm a massive fan of the cat and mouse duet, basically like anything that H.D. has written, and this is part of that universe. I am so excited to read Gigi's like story, because that is like the backbone of Haunting Adeline, like the first one especially, and I'm so excited for that one. Of course, on the 21st, we have Onyx Storm, which I am gnawing at the bars of my enclosure for. I'm very, very, very lucky I get to go to a midnight release for that book, and I am just so ready to sit and do nothing else until I finish this. Not only because I'm excited, but because I know that if I don't finish it immediately, it will be spoiled for me online, which is so sad, and I can't control everybody, but people do it. And yep. And then finally on the 28th, we have Spiral by Bal Cabra. This is the second book after Collide. I'm not sure what this series is called, but I loved Collide. It was an amazing ice hockey college romance. This one I believe is ice hockey again, but we've got a ballerina FMC. The next one on that date is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, which I believe is part of the same universe as either Out on a Limb or Next of Kin. I have to double check, but I'm very excited for that one as well. Alrighty, those are the ones I've already pre-selected. Let's choose a prompt so that I can pick 2 books from my 25 of 2025. So as I said to you guys, I've already got a journal spread here, and I'm not going to tell you all of the books on here yet, because as I said, there will be another video going through the 25 books that I want to read this year. So let's pick a prompt, shall we? Let's pick a prompt. I'm excited. I put some new ones in here, so hopefully we get some goodies. Okay, the prompt is a book with the enemies to lovers trope. Ooh, I'm trying to think if there's any in here that I know has enemies to lovers. I have got Once Upon a Broken Heart on here, and I don't know if this is enemies to lovers. Guys, I don't know. I have Once Upon a Broken Heart, or I have Spark of the Everflame. Maybe Spark of the Everflame is enemies to lovers. Let me go get both and we'll have a look. Okay, so you guys. Also, do we like my little Hello Kitty cup that I got yesterday? I thought it was so cute. I ended up having a look at the back of both of those books, and I did see that on Spark of the Everflame, this isn't enemies to lovers. This is a romantasy, and it's been sitting on my shelf for a while. Now, I know I literally just said to you guys that a lot of the books on this 25 in 2025 are books that I've had for a while, but this is one that I actually did have for a very long time last year, and it's just one that I just really want to read this year because I feel like I want to be in the know, you know what I mean? So I'll read you guys the back. This says, when old secrets catch fire, everything will burn. In a mortal world colonized by the gods and ruled over by the Descended, their cruel, magic-wielding offspring, Diem Bellator yearns to escape the insular life of her poor village. When her mother suddenly disappears and Diem discovers a dangerous secret about her past, she seizes an unexpected opportunity to enter the dark world of Descended royalty and unlock the web of mysteries her mother left behind. With the dying king's handsome, enigmatic heir watching her every move and a ruthless rebel alliance recruiting her to join the growing civil war, Diem will have to navigate the unwritten rules of love, power, and politics in order to save her family and all of mortal kind. I'm so excited. This cover is also just so beautiful. But yeah, I did read Caraval at the end of last year, so I am keen to read Once Upon a Broken Heart this year, as I said, because I want to continue that on. So maybe that will come up in another one. But Spark of the Everflame is going to be book number 1 on the TBR. Second book off this list. Let's pull the next prompt, shall we? Oh, they're both stuck. Okay, I guess we want this one. Okay, this one is a book with more than 500 pages. A book with more than 500 pages. I'm thinking Secrets by Sophie Grace. It's a dark romance. Let me go get it. Okie dokies. So the one that I ended up grabbing is Secrets, and this is by Sophie Grace. I was very kindly sent this last year by Sophie. I believe she has, yeah, she put a little card in here for me as well. I'm so excited to read this. I've been wanting to get to it for a while. If you guys saw my like end of year reading wrap up, I mentioned that I did not read a lot of dark romance last year, and I don't know why. It's a genre that I very heavily enjoy. I just don't know if I wasn't in the mood for it or what it was, or maybe it was just like coincidentally I didn't reach for it very often, but this was one that just slipped through and I'm itching to read it because I've heard so many good things about it now. So I'll read you guys the back. It says, Gigi, my life was progressing nicely until my brother died. Since his death, I've ached to feel human again, and the feeling I gravitate towards most is danger. I'd never experienced that feeling until Harry St. James stumbled into my ex-boyfriend's house at 3 a.m. covered in blood. It just so happens that his secret secrets hold the terror and release that I crave, and I'll stop at nothing to experience it. Harry. Violence and crime are in my nature. I've devoted my life to a dark, twisted world in exchange for money and power. I'm one of the most notorious criminals in London, yet it is all worthless without her. If I let Gigi Thomas get too close, it's only a matter of time before I bleed the purity in her dry. She doesn't know everything about me. I've been keeping secrets from her. Dark secrets. I know more about her family that I've let on, and if she finds out, she'll kill me. Isn't that just the most beautiful cover as well, you guys? I'm so excited. Okay, so the first two off the 25 of 2025 are these two here. And what I'm gonna do briefly, as I told you guys, I have 12 recs from my bestie. Hello, my besties. So I'm just gonna bring that list up and just have a look at what the options are. Hey Siri, give me a number between 1 and 12. Okay, so the one that I ended up picking is actually from one of my besties, Gia. I have been friends with her on TikTok since I started almost 2 years ago, and she is just so fun. If you guys do not follow Gia, please go and do so. She just has some of the most insane book recs. I'm not talking about just like silly, fluffy, giddy. She reads some crazy books, and I just love her for it. She is just insane. Yeah, if you really want some like very interesting and different book recommendations, please, 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 please go and look at her page. But she recommended me this book called What Are the Odds by Maddie Lee, and from my memory this is a like sports romance. Let me just have a look. Yeah, this looks super cute. I'll put a picture up on the screen here, but the description says, needing a change of scenery after her parents' death, Grace Hughes applies for an exchange to Phil U, an American college in Philadelphia, where she meets the most popular and cocky hockey captain Levi Holloway. With a historic rivalry with the football team, Levi wagers a bet with the football captain that whoever gets the Australian exchange student to fall for them first wins their team rights to the gym. Oh my god. Only Levi doesn't expect to fall for Grace for real. Before long, he's attempting to convince her to stay in America after graduation and doing more to ensure she doesn't find out about the wager. I'm so excited. I think this would be such a nice, cute, fluffy palette cleanser, so that is gonna be that one. Now let's get into the jar. Okay, considering the amount of books that I have physically now on the TBR, we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 books already lined up, including the releases. So I'm thinking I'm gonna choose 5 prompts out of the jar. I think having, what is that, like 11 books to choose from is okay. Like I said, guys, I never really get to all of these, but at least it gives me some options, you know, for the month. So let's pick 5. I think that's a good sort of number. So let's go, let's have a look. Oh, well, I can't use that. That says a book set during Christmas, and I'm not reading that. Sorry, some of these are old from last year. Okay, prompt number 1 is a book with a single parent trope. Ooh, you guys know I love a single parent. I'm so excited. Guys, I'm so dumb. I have another monthly challenge I forgot to mention. I also have monthly reading prompts that I'm supposed to pick a book for. So for January, it's a book that starts with the letter A. So if I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, maybe finding a book that starts with the letter A and single parent trope, I will put them together. Okay, so I ended up finding 2 books that could be contenders, and I also just looked at my shelf, you guys. I don't think I have any books that start with the letter A. So I've shot myself in the foot with that one. Anyways, so the 2 books that I have as potentials are What's happened? I've reached 24 years old and I've lost the plot. I'm an imbecile. I literally just said to you guys, I don't have any books on my TBR that start with the letter A. And then I go to hold up All Roads Lead Here. I think it's because I was looking at my shelf for like a something, right? Not a word that started with the letter A. So oh my God, okay. All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata is the first one. Now from my memory, I think this is a single mum. So this one says, losing people you love is hard. Aurora De La Torre knows moving back to a place that was once home isn't going to be easy. Starting your life over probably isn't supposed to be, but a small town in the mountains might be a perfect remedy for a broken heart. Checking out her new landlord across the driveway might just cure it. 2. This is supposed to be a really good slow burn. I have been itching to read another Mariana Zapata for such a long time. So this one is a contender, and I think it might be the one considering it literally starts with an A. I'm so dumb. I also had The Nanny by Lana Ferguson, but I think now that I just had that whole moment, I'm gonna have to go with All Roads Lead here. But this is a single dad in The Nanny, and I'm pretty sure that she does like only schmans. Anyway, I'm gonna go with this for a book with the single parent trope. I have actually lost the plot, you guys. Like, it's not a joke. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. Do any of you guys go back and listen to old Justin Bieber sometimes? Because man can sing. Okay, prompt number 2. Prompt number 2. A book with a dedication that feels personal. I love that. I forgot I put that one in here. A book with a dedication that feels personal. Okay, I'm gonna go over to my shelf and I'm gonna have a little look and pull some options and we can read them together. I found 2 books as I was sort of perusing my shelves that the dedications just like hit me in the gut, like gut punch. So I'll read you the first one that I found, and I think I like this one the most. It's Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is one that I've had sitting on my shelf for at least a year, I'd like to say. And the dedication is to the strong girls, to the hustlers, to the superwomen. Tend your hearts with ruthless care and rest. I just think that's so beautiful. Or we have Meant for You by Samantha Lee, which is the second book in the Valentine Bay series. She very kindly sent me the entire series last year and I read the first one and I just haven't been able to get around to the rest of them yet. But this one is really sweet too. This one says, to those of us who learned the hard way when to listen to our heads and when to follow with our hearts, which I just thought was really special as well. This one says, he's her ex-best friend, the man she loves to hate, a total temptation who is totally off limits, and he's everywhere she turns. Jessica Frost's life is a disaster. Her ex-boyfriend is getting married, her house is falling apart, and she hasn't slept with anyone in, well, long enough to know she's not sure she remembers where everything is supposed to go. The last person she's ever asked to help her is her childhood enemy, Logan Reeve. He's smug, he's infuriating, he's gorgeous, and lately he's caught her in one too many weak moments. A cocky carpenter who knows how to work a sledgehammer, Logan promises he can renovate Jess's house before her parents sell it from out. Oh, I want to read this already, okay? She can't deny it. Logan's got the skills she needs to turn things around in life and in the bedroom. She's craving some old-fashioned action, and Logan is always irritatingly there. As the tension takes them dangerously close to a line they shouldn't cross, Jess and Logan find themselves flirting with forbidden territory, flirting until finally they fall. Why does it feel so good when it's so bad? It won't last. Nobody can ever know. There's nothing real between them, right? Logan Reeve was never meant for her. But one thing Jess knows for sure, the man she can't have loves nothing more than proving her wrong. That sounds so good. And then, as I said, I do have Before I Let Go, which says, their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah found that love had its limits. It couldn't save their marriage. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart, but she's finally starting to find joy again. She and Josiah have found a new rhythm, co-parenting their 2 kids and running a thriving business together. Yet like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other, and now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. One stolen kiss leads to another, and then more. It's hot, it's illicit, it's good, until it starts to hurt again. As old wounds reopen, Yasmin and Josiah wonder if it's too late for them to find forever, or could they be even better the second time around. These are such different books. I feel like this is going to be such a beautiful emotional romance, second chance. And then this one is like renovation. Guys, I love the renovation trope. I don't know if I've said it enough. The renovation trope is such an underrated trope in a romance book, and enemies, like childhood enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers, I love it too. Guys, I don't know. I was just about to be like, what do you guys think? But you cannot pick because this is in the future. I think I'm gonna read Meant for You. This one I might wait till maybe like Valentine's Day, maybe a little bit more like emotional, because I think in February I'm gonna plan on reading all romances. Okay, we'll go for Meant for You. We'll go with Meant for You. Okie dokie, prompt number 3. Let's have a look. Okay, prompt number 3 is a book featuring sport or a game. You guys know I love a cheeky sports romance, so let me go over to my shelf and I'll bring over some options. Okie dokie, I found 2 again. Now these 2 I went into the archives for, okay, because like I said to you guys, I want to work through books that I've had sitting on my shelf for a really long time. So the 2 books that I came out with were The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams or Set on You by Amy Lee. So The Cheat Sheet, I believe, is about a football player and a ballerina. So it says, Bree Camden is helplessly and secretly in love with her longtime best friend and NFL legend Nathan Donaldson, and that's the least of her problems. After a car accident ended her chance chance of becoming a ballerina, Brie now runs her own dance studio, if she can afford the rent to keep it open, that is. When Nathan comes to the rescue and buys the entire building, as you do, a stubborn Brie is not happy about it. Rebelling with a couple, okay, maybe more than a couple, of tequila shots, she spills her deepest, darkest secret to a TMZ reporter. One viral video later, the world thinks Nathan and Brie are the perfect couple, and Brie's publicist has an idea which could mean financial security for Brie. The catch, they have to pretend to be in love for 3 whole weeks. Is now the moment for Brie to finally act on her hidden feelings, and is it possible that Nathan has been hiding some of his own? This sounds cute. I'm just thinking because Spiral's coming out at the end of the month, I don't really want to read too many of the same books because that one also I know features a ballerina. So this is like a maybe. Otherwise, I have Set on You, which I know is a bit of a cheat because it is a gym romance, but that's still like exercise sport. Like I'm just going to include it, okay? So this says, curvy fitness influencer Crystal Chen built her career shattering gym stereotypes. After a recent breakup, she has little time left for men, instead finding joy in the gym, her place of power and positivity. Enter firefighter. Oh guys, this is the one. A firefighter? I'm here. Enter firefighter Scott Ritchie, the smug new gym patron who's routinely stealing her favorite squat rack. Soon sparks are flying. As the ultra-competitive foes battle for gym domination, the last thing they expect to do is run into each other at their grandparents' engagement party. And in the lead up to the wedding, Crystal discovers there's a soft heart under Scott's muscled exterior. Bonding over family, fitness, and cheesy pickup lines, she just might have found her person. But when a photo of them goes viral, savage internet trolls put their relationship to the test. Are they strong enough to get through it? I think I'm gonna put this one on. I like this a lot better. I love a fireman. I haven't really read too many firefighter romances, but I just feel like I know it's gonna be cute. So that's that one. I think that's prompt number 3, was it? I'm hoping so. I hope we get one next that I can get like a fantasy. I think we have too much romance. We have too much romance on the pile. Is this prompt number 4? 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay, prompt number 4. This says a book that ends in an odd number of pages. Okay, so this just leaves me pretty open. So I'm just gonna go have a look at the shelf, see if anything catches my fancy, and then we'll bring back and see if we can find some that end in an odd number. Okie dokie. 2 more options again, and both of these were actually both sent to me last year, and I just haven't got around to them, and they're both very different. So the first one that I have is How to Catch a Queen. This is by Alyssa Cole, and I also have King of Nothing by Paula Dombrowick. So I am so excited for both of these, which is really hard. So How to Catch a Queen says, when Shanti agrees to a temporary marriage, when she agrees to an arranged marriage with a king, she finally achieves her lifelong dream of becoming a queen, but it's nothing like she imagined. Her husband avoids her despite their powerful attraction. He subjects her as an outsider, and all her brilliant ideas for changing the world go ignored. A king must rule with an iron fist, and though newly crowned King Sanyu II plays the role perfectly, he doesn't believe he can fill his father's throne. Numb with grief, he leaves the decision-making to his advisors and counts the days until the end of his marriage contract. After all, love doesn't exist within the walls of the palace. But after witnessing Shanti stand up to the council, an intrigued Sanyu can no longer resist her. They soon come to an agreement. By day, they lead separate lives. By night, she guides him in matters of politics and passion. When turmoil erupts in the kingdom, linked in part to Shanti's subversive activities, Sanyu must decide whether he'll stick to tradition or risk it all for the future of his kingdom and his queen. Otherwise, we have King of Nothing, and this says, I'm not the sort of girl you take home to meet your parents, but our marriage of convenience is the perfect revenge. How funny. These are both like arranged marriage, marriage of convenience. I find Darren Walker drowning himself in expensive whiskey, young, handsome, and educated. He's the playboy son of a US senator, and his father's sudden death has hit him harder than expected. How are these so similar? When he offers me $1 million to marry him, I want to tell him that I can't be bought. But of course, that's not true, and Darren is prepared to play dirty. He's made it his life's mission to squander his potential in order to avoid living in his father's shadow. But if he wants to see 1 cent of his trust fund, he needs a wife, and not just any wife will do. Ours will purely be a marriage of convenience, and I'm going to be his final perfect revenge. My name is Evangeline Bowen, and I'm an escort to the rich and powerful, but soon I'll be the wife of a senator's son who thinks he knows all my dark secrets, all of them except for one. Oh, this is the one. Sorry, I'm picking this. This sounds amazing, and it's nice and short too, so that especially because we do have quite a few large reads this month, I think this will be perfect. So I think the page number on this one was 213. Yeah, 213 pages. So super short. It'll be a nice quick little palette cleanser as well. All right, 5th and final prompt for today's video. Let's see what we get. I hope we get a good one. I really found some really cute ones yesterday and put them in here like to update my jar. So hopefully we get some. This says a book from your least favorite genre. This is either gonna have to be a non-fiction or like a thriller. I still enjoy thriller, but I guess like it's probably my least favorite that's on my shelf, but I still enjoy it. You know what I mean? Okay, let me go have a squiz. So I found a book that I was sent last year and it's piqued my interest for a while, but I wanted to sort of also wait to read this in the summer months. Now, because I'm in Australia, it is now summer. It's not winter like it is everywhere in the world, unfortunately. But I thought this would be a good one to pick up because it is I believe it's a general fiction. I don't believe this is a romance from my memory, but this one is Sand, Sequence, and Silicone, and this is by Pia Mia. So if you guys are familiar with the artist Pia Mia, you know, the singer, she has written her very first debut novel, and it's also signed, which is so amazing. So this was sent through to me last year. Let's read the back. It says, sand in my toes, wind in my hair, and my friends by my side, what more could I ask for? Princess came to LA to make something of herself, share her music, and find real love. She's got an amazing squad of friends and a certain blue-eyed man who she can't get out of her head. With a new single just released, everybody wants a piece of her. Party invitations, paparazzi, and custom couture dresses abound. She's living her California dream. But Hollywood isn't exactly what she thought it would be. Behind closed doors, there are lies and loneliness disguised by smiles and laughter. It's hard to know who to trust and what's fake and what's real. Princess just wants success on her own terms, but needs to make sure she doesn't lose herself in the process. This international debut novel by international recording artist Pia Mia is an intimate inside peek at the ups and downs of fame in the music industry, told from the point of view of an up-and-coming pop star. Yeah, so I believe this is going to be more general fiction. There might be a slight romance plot, but I don't believe it's romance. So I'm very excited to read this now because, as I said, it's like perfect weather. So that is our fifth and final book for the TBR prompt. Alrighty, so let's just do a quick wrap up of the books that we are reading, the physical books at least, because obviously we know there's going to be some releases coming out. So obviously you guys know I'm reading Deep End at the moment. For a book with the enemies to lovers subplot, we have Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. That makes me laugh, that name, Penn Cole. Sounds like, yeah. Guys, goal in 2025 is to get out of the Bridgerton brain rot. Like, I never stop thinking about it. Then for a book over 500 pages, we've gone with Secrets by Sophie Grace, which is a lovely little dark romance. For a book with the single parent trope and a book that begins with the letter A for January, it is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. God, that was funny. For a book with a dedication that feels personal, we've gone with Meant for You by Samantha Lee. For a book featuring a game or sport, we've gone with Set on You by Amy Lee. For a book that ends in an odd number of pages, we've gone with King of Nothing by Paula Dubrowick. And finally, for a book from your least favorite genre, we've gone with Sand, Sequence, and Silicone by Pia Mia. Alrighty, you guys, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking through all the way to the end of the video. If you did, I really, really appreciate it. What are you guys planning to read in January? I would love to chat with you guys because a lot of people that I've spoken to already are going to be structuring their reading year a little bit differently. So I'm so excited to hear what you guys are planning on doing. Also, if you've read any of the books that I picked for my TBR this month, please let me know what you thought in the comments and which one I should like start with first. As always, you guys, if you aren't already, you are more than welcome to follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. I'll leave my handles on the screen and in the description box. And if you'd like to, you can like this video and subscribe to my channel and make sure you are hitting that notification bell. That way you're notified each time a brand new video goes up. Because as you guys know, if you have been following me, the next video on my channel is going to be an updated 2025 bookshelf tour, because you would have seen part 1 to the video of me actually making my new shelves go up earlier last week. And then obviously you guys are gonna want a full bookshelf tour. So I'm excited to finally take you through my new setup because I am just so incredibly happy with the shelves now. So make sure you are subscribed for that one. Thank you guys so much for stopping by again. I really, really appreciate it. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a lovely day or a lovely night, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.